What's up, guys? It's Colin here. We're not going to do a gaming video today, but today I have something else to show you. So, if you remember, back in 2023, we did this thing called the Simpsons collection. And today I completed another collection. I have almost every character you can name, but today I'm going to show you my Family Guy collection. Now, some of them don't look like the way they do in the show because I had a different way of drawing characters. And then in 2023, I changed that around. So some of them was before I changed that around, and some of them was after I changed it around. So yeah, I'm just letting you know, some of them will look different. But without further ado, oh wait, there's also one more thing. Some of the characters might be water damaged because back in 2023, after that video was done with the Simpsons one, I remember I was walking in like a huge rain, and yeah, they were in a bag I had, and yeah, they got completely soaked. They got water damage, but I redid them. I colored on top of the parts that weren't water damaged. That's what I usually do. They get water damaged, but yeah, I'm just saying, you know, some of them you might see water damage on them, in case you're wondering that. But without further ado, let's get on with the Family Guy collection. Just to let you know, I don't have any clothes I could show though. Okay, so first off on the collection, we have Greased Up Deaf Guy. Now I just finished this guy yesterday, so that's why he looks brand new. All this is basically supposed to be the grease he has. That kind of looks bad though right there. Looks like he shit his underwear. That's okay though. His underwear looked darker when I looked at the picture. Next we got the new mayor, Wild Wild West. In case you guys didn't know, the guy who did Adam West passed away. So they did this thing in Family Guy where he died, Adam West, but it's off screen. So once the guy that did him passed away in 2017, they took him off of Family Guy, and they got this guy. But you won't be able to see the part where Adam West dies because it's off screen. So yeah, the guy that did him passed in 2017. And the guy's also name was Adam West. He was 88 when he passed, and can't remember what the cause was. But if you look it up on Google, Google will know. But yeah, the actor's name is Adam West. He also played Adam West in Family Guy. But let's continue. This is new Brian. Pretty sure you remember in some episode, they thought maybe it was time to get a new dog because Brian was getting old. But yeah, that's new Brian. And here's Mr. Herbert with his dog. Straighten up this part. Mr. Herbert. This is his dog right here. So I think it's Mr. Herbert and Jesse, I think the dog's name is. Yeah. And you guys might know this guy, but this guy's kind of huge. Buzz Killington. He became friends with Cleveland and Peter and Quagmire in one episode. I have the evil Peter, which is his name is Peter backwards, which is Retep Nifrig. I know, I messed up on his body size. He's supposed to be overweight, not skinny. Oh, and this is Peter's mom, Thelma. Kind of like saying Velma, but take out the V and put in a TH. Thelma. I don't know if you heard this, but in season 9, I think it is, Peter's mom passed away from a stroke. I think it's either season 9 or season 12. Somewhere around there. And this is the sheep version of Brian. If you didn't see in Family Guy, Peter goes to go see his real dad, and yeah, his real dad has a dog also named Brian, but it's a sheep version of Brian. So yeah, this one isn't a dog, this one's a sheep. I don't know. Maybe in Ireland they like sheep, because that's where Peter's real dad's from, Ireland. Here's Bonnie. Here's one with water damage. And then this is Jasper, Brian's brother. If you remember in the show, I think he was gay. Yeah. And then we got Brian right here. Yeah, his head got completely water damaged in that thing. But I couldn't color over it because his fur is white. Here's the judge guy. I forgot his name, but if you remember his name, um, maybe if I get the comments on and you guys know his name, just write it down. I'm gonna try and get the comments on there to work. This is Stewie's evil version, Bertman. Or Bertman, either one. This is Joe's dad. Kevin Swanson, I think it is. No, that's his son. But I don't know the name of his dad, but this is his dad. Joe's dad. And this is Obi, the weird guy that works at Peter's work. This is Brian's dog girlfriend in that one episode. Sorry about that. I just saw something outside my window for a sec. This is the guy, that Jim Parison guy that worked at the dealership when Meg went to go get her new vehicle. I'm pretty sure you've seen that episode. Meg gets a job at like Real Canadian, U.S. Superstore. Real Canadian Superstore in the USA, United States of America. I just usually like to call it USA or America, either one. But yeah. He buys a tank off. Peter buys a tank off of this guy, and Meg uses it as her vehicle. You should see the episode. It's really good. In the end, though, they shut down USA Real Canadian Superstore. Why I keep saying Canadian? I'm just calling it Canadian because that's what we call it here, Real Canadian Superstore. I'm pretty sure in the US, though, they just call it Superstore USA or Real Superstore USA, either one. But yeah, that's what we call it in Canada, Real Canadian Superstore. So I don't really go there. But anyways, my grandma does. But this is Peter's boss, Angela. Like I said again, it got water damaged. This is Mrs. Chicken. And this is one of the twin guys. I think his name's Belgrade or something. Spell like that though. Bellgrade. And then this is the Kool-Aid Man. This is the guy with Stewie's teddy bear, Stanford, which I forgot to say. I don't have it, but I could post a picture of it on YouTube when I draw Rupert. This is death. Feel free to pause if you want to look at them. Next, this is Meg's enemy, Connie. Remember in one episode, she dated Chris and tried to make Chris look badass, but then in the episode at the end, they break up because he cheats on her. But yeah. And then her and Meg try and turn Chris back to normal. Anyways, let's continue. Alright, this is Donna, Cleveland's new wife. Saw a car out my window again. Cleveland. I don't know if you saw this in the show, but in one of the seasons, Cleveland moves out, and then at one point he moves back in because he has his own show. And then some people I didn't think really watched it because they probably kind of found out it was a ripoff of a like Family Guy. But yeah, when the Cleveland show ran from 2009 to 2013, and then after 2013, he moved back into his old house. I don't know if you saw this, but there was this one episode. Peter shoots a tank at Cleveland's house, and the bathtub just falls out. And then here's him. Oh yeah, that's right, Cleveland moved. Anyways, let's continue. This is a non-fat version of Diabeto. This is Diabeto basically if he lost weight. And then this is Tom Tucker's son, Jake. Got the upside down head. I played this game, Family Guy Quest for stuff. I haven't played it in a while. But there was this part where you tapped him and he says, "My dad lets me shoot at cats." I used to have that guy, but then like I got the new phone, the one I'm recording with right now. And then yeah, I had to restart the Simpsons Tap Down and Family Guy Quest for stuff. Which if you didn't hear, you can't play Simpsons Tap Down anymore. They discontinued the server. They discontinued the server on, well, they removed it from the Play Store on October 21st. I mean, not October 21st. October 31st, Halloween, 2024. And then on January 4th, 2025, they shut down the server for the game. I'm gonna miss that game, though. I was so close to getting Nelson and Catwoman. Anyways, let's continue. This is Dr. Hartman. If the thing was still available, I could have probably shown you on YouTube what my Simpsons stats have to look like. Maybe I could do it with Family Guy Quest for stuff. I'm just saying, you know, Family Guy Quest for stuff sometimes takes a little while to load. And then this is Roberta, Cleveland's oldest kid. Cleveland and Donna's oldest kid. Never really hear her talk in the show. She's mostly just quiet whenever I see her. And then this is Diane's replace, Joyce Kinney, because if you saw in season 9, Diana died. Yeah, Diane dies. She falls into the ocean because Stewie shot her. They should be there. And then, yeah, that's her replacement, I'm gonna say. This is one of Meg's friends. I think her name is Esther or Easter, something like that. The name is spelled E-S-E. Wait, I think it's spelled just E-S-T-E-R. Or it's either spelled E-S-E-T-E-R. Which either one. One time they were going trick-or-treating, and then Peter, Quagmire, and Joe, and I don't know if Cleveland was there, drove by them, and they yelled, Peter yelled, "Ugly bitches!" And then Quagmire yelled, Moo! Like a cow sound. Okay, anyways, continue. It's Quagmire's dad after transgender. I don't know if you saw there was this episode where Brian has sex with him, and at the end, if you're under 18, don't listen to this, but remember there was this one episode where Quagmire had sex with Quagmire's Brian had sex with Quagmire's dad, and then next day he asks Stewie about it, who is Quagmire's dad, and then he threw up and he was like, I had sex with her. I had sex with her at marriage. And then the next part, Quagmire told his dad, and then Quagmire went into their house, and then Quagmire yelled, where is he? Where's that two-faced son of a bitch? And then he beats up Brian, and then at the end, Brian went like this. Hey, I fucked your dad. And he shut the door. Don't listen to that, though, if you're under, let's say, 15. 15 or 18, either one works. But, yeah, let's continue. This is Lois's mom. I think it's Babs, her name is. And this is Ollie, the guy from, Family Guy. Ollie. What's the scene, Ollie? Everybody looks like ants. Probably because you're up so high. Yeah, I like it how he just says one whole thing in a conversation. And then next we got here Mort. That part where I was talking about Superstore USA. I remember at one point Mort had to shut down his business because of that, but after that it reopens. I don't know if you also said this, but Mort doesn't like greased up deaf guy. Because he comes into a store all the time with no clothes on. I don't know if you saw this, but greased up deaf guy is basically, he used to be like a guy who used to like work at a business, like a normal guy. And then one day there was a truck explosion and he got grease all over himself and he couldn't hear because the explosion made him go deaf. If you heard him yell, he went like this. The grease burns so bad, I can't hear. Yeah. But yeah, now he can't hear anything because he's deaf now. But next, I tried, but next here is Quagmire. Yeah. And then next, here's Lois. Sorry about her face. I tried doing it in like another way, but it didn't work out. I tried putting a smile on her face, but I think I messed up with the smile, so just put her mouth straight like this. Yeah. That's Lois. And this is the guy that owns Peter's work. Tuck It Pat. And then this is the other guy, Principal Shepard. And then we got the Evil Monkey. Which I remember one episode when Evil Monkey gets Peter, Kristen, and Peter together again. Like a father and dad relationship, something like that, where they hang out again. I remember he leaves and then he goes to do Tom and Jake. If you've seen the episode, I said, "Dad, there's a monkey in my closet," and then Tom was like, "I don't care, Jake. I just don't care." Yeah, that's the Evil Monkey. It's the woman that works at Stewie's daycare, Miss Tammy. Picture there. Then then next, here's the other guy, Tomic. That's Belgrade's twin, look like. So yeah, Tomic and Belgrade are twins, but Tomic's name is spelled Tomik. Yeah. I haven't really seen him in the show, but I probably might see him at one point. This is Quagmire's mom. And this is the girl that Stewie hanged out with in one episode. I think her name is Penelope or Penelope. Other one. And this is Patty Platterson, Meg's other friend. It's kind of funny in the thing. In the Simpsons, they have that too. They have Carl Carlson and then Leonard Lenny. And then this is Peter's new boss. I think his name's Preston. Just let you know, I don't have the people where he has the two bosses. I don't have that one. And then this is Lois's sister. Remember, she married Adam West, but I don't know who she's married to now because Adam West is now gone. Yeah. And this is Al Hangington, or Hangington, whichever one. I don't know how to say his name though. I think it's Al Hangington or Hangington. I don't know how to say it. Not saying it correct, I don't think, but yeah. And then this was Peter's other dad, Francis. Basically, when Francis dies in the show, Peter goes to go ask his mom who's his real dad. And yeah, that's when he goes to Ireland to see Sheep Brian and his real dad. His real dad's name is Mickey McFinnigan, which you'll see him here later. This is the girl Brian dated one time, Julian. Might have to read to her at one point. This is Tom's wife, Stacy Tucker. Remember, there's this one episode where she says, "Go out, Tom," and then Tom says, "Already there." But yeah, that's her cigarette right there. And then this is Cleveland and Donna's youngest kid, Rallo. I'm gonna say maybe Stewie's like 3, and he's probably somewhere around like 6. I know he has his own job though, but yeah, I'm guessing like Stewie's 3 and he's like 6 years old. I'm gonna say. I could be wrong, but yeah. His name's Rallo, in case you didn't know. And then this is the guy, Tom Tucker. I'm sure all you know who he is. And then this is Aunt Marguerite, Lois's aunt. I don't know if you saw this, but they allowed Lois to go live at Margaret's mansion in the episode she dies, which this is Carter's sister. And I don't know if you saw a part, but there was this part where Stewie went like this with the waitress. I was watching this when I went to Minnesota back in 2023. He went like this to the guy, the waitress. "Hey, cut my eggs." I think I cut some real quick. Your eggs are cut, sir. And here's him, cut my milk. I can't, sir, it's liquid. And he's like, Infosol, freeze it, then cut it. And I can't remember what he said after that, but it was like this. Hey, cut my eggs. Your eggs are cut, sir. Cut my milk. I can't, sir, it's liquid. Infosol, freeze it, then cut it. And then, yeah, I can't remember what he said after that. But, yeah. Oh, this is the woman that died, Danielle Simmons. Remember, Stewie shoots her and then she falls into the ocean. And then out of nowhere, she still ends up in the graveyard. I don't know how, but yeah. Because it was in that episode where everyone switches bodies. It said Mary and Danielle switched bodies. You know, they passed. This is Peter's sister, Karen Griffin. Yeah, Peter didn't like that episode. His sister came to come visit. Because, yeah, sister kept bullying him. Yeah. She didn't appear until, like, after Peter's mom passed. And I'm pretty sure you've seen this guy in Family Guy. They put God in a couple episodes, so I drew a picture of the God in there. Not going against anyone's religion, but yeah. Drew a picture of God from Family Guy. And then this is Lois's brother. I think his name's Patrick Peterschmidt. I've seen the episode where Lois's brother, where Lois finds out she has a brother, and then in the episode, her brother tries to kill all the fat people. And I like that part Stewie goes like in there. Stewie goes like, "Oh, look at all these fat bastards. Find your penis for $1." And then here's one guy. Some guy said something. It's a fat guy strangler, I think he said. And then here's the other guy. I found my penis. This is what's it called? This is Peter's old boss, Jonathan Weed, or Mr. Weed. Either one works. Because if you remember, he worked at the toy factory at the beginning, and then I think he gets fired at one point, Peter, and then that's when he goes work at the Pawtucket Brewery. Yeah. And then this is that girl that Stewie I think was playing with in one episode, Olivia. Yeah. Don't really know much about her, but yeah, I think I've maybe seen the episode. I don't know. Doing this thing where I'm like watching the entire Simpsons franchise, but I did a mistake. I took a break, and now I don't really watch them. I'm on season 6. I shouldn't have took a break, because when I took a break after, I didn't watch them that much. But yeah, this is Peter's dad, Mickey McFinnigan. This is his real dad that lives in Ireland. And yeah, when Mickey McFinnigan didn't believe it was his son, and then when he beat him in a drinking contest, he went like this, "I believe it, you are my son." And I remember they did a dance. Look up the Irish song in Family Guy. It'll show the dance they do. I can't show it on here, because if I show it on YouTube, this video might be removed because of copyright claim. This is Bruce, the gay guy from Family Guy. I don't have his boyfriend in here. I remember there was one episode where he gets married. He wants to get married to Meg, and then yeah, I added on a new pair of legs because without the legs, you'd see he's actually like this short. But yeah, there was this one episode where Lois. So yeah, I decided to expand his height. Not with Lois, but Meg marries, wants to marry Bruce at the end, but if he gets married at the end, his gay guy was crying there, and then Meg decided no to take him as her husband, and then at the end Peter goes like this with Bruce and the gay guy. I pronounce you husband and husband. You may kiss the husband, which I don't know if you saw this in Family Guy, but this guy Bruce, his last name is Bruce. What Hitler did wrong. Actually look it up. That's his last name. What Hitler did wrong. And then this is Loretta, Cleveland's old wife. And then one episode, Quagmire, Cleveland tries to beat up Quagmire, but then at the end he's like, oh, I can't do it. You're one of my best friends. And then when he sees Loretta, he's like this. Loretta, what you did was unacceptable. This relationship is over. And she's like this. Well, that's just fine, Cleveland. Because I'm through being your wife. So yeah, they, pretty sure they get a divorce. And then yeah, and a couple seasons later, I think it is, Cleveland meets Donna, the woman from high school. But yeah, this is Peter. I don't know who she's dating now, Loretta, but yeah, this is Cleveland's old wife. This is Seamus. Pretty sure you guys all know who Seamus is. He has no arms or legs. I don't know what happened to his arms and legs. But yeah. That, which I finally found out in the Simpsons why Homer doesn't have any hair, because when Marge pronounced she was pregnant with I think it was first with Bart, he went like this, we're having another baby, ah, and he runs out and he runs upstairs, starting ripping out his hair. And then when he's pregnant with Lisa, and then when Marge is pregnant with Lisa, we're having another baby, ah, and he rips out all his hair again and goes into the room. And then finally with Maggie, we're having another baby, ah! And then he ripped out his hair to where the point it is right now. So that's why he has no hair, if you're wondering why. Yeah. This is Trisha Takanawa. It's the microphone in her hand she always uses. I think I remember you seeing this thing, Family Guy again, where it's just Chris, Trisha Takanawa and Joe. And yeah, if you've seen that thing, it's actually kind of funny. You should take a look at it when you get the time to. I don't know what season or episode number it is, but you'll have to look through it. If you have Disney Plus, it won't take you that long. There's only like 24 seasons. If it's The Simpsons, okay, it'll take you longer, because The Simpsons is now working on season 37. Yeah, they've been around since 1989. But anyways, here's Meg's other friend, Ruth. I think that's the one she went on a trip to France to. And then Lois was worried because Meg got kidnapped there. So Brian and Stewie do this thing where they travel to France to go rescue Meg. And then there's this part where they're fighting a whole bunch of men, and then yeah, they drown one of the guys in the sink, and then yeah, at the end, Stewie finds this Meg with some man. He shoots the man, and then Meg turns around and she's like, Stewie? And then Stewie puts the gun down and hears him, hey Meg. Yeah. If you didn't see the episode, there was this one part where it was showing Jesus, and there was God, and God was in bed right now, and this was the woman he was in bed with. The woman's name's Jennifer. I don't know who. I know God's wife's name is Mary, because I'm Portuguese and they're very religious and think in Portuguese. But yeah, my grandma has a picture of it in her house, God's wife. But I forgot the name. I think it's Mary or something. But yeah, I do know though I'm Catholic. Yeah, not Christian. I'm Catholic. This is Joe's son, Kevin Swanson. As you can see, half his face here got black, but when it got water damage, all the black came off. You can see his face again. And Then this is the other dog that takes Brian's place when Brian passes. Vinny takes his place for a bit. And then Stewie goes back in time to stop Brian from getting run over. Because Brian died. He got hit by a car, but then, yeah, Stewie travels back in time to save Brian. That's his Vinny. I think he was in like 2 or 3 episodes. This guy. And this is Peter's brother in that one episode, Fadigus. In that episode, I think, called Mother Tucker. Fadigus, yeah. Didn't see the full body. There's full body. And then this is one of Peter's ancestors, Nate Griffin. If you've seen the episode. In that episode, they're like all cavemen. And then this is Lois's dad, Carter Petershman. Just in different clothing, because he was in his clothing in one episode. This is the bar guy that takes Horace's place, Jerome. I actually like Jerome. He's kind of good. It was kind of upsetting though in that episode where Peter treated Jerome like shit in the first episode he moved in. But yeah, later he goes to apologize with Jerome, and then Jerome accepts their apology and they're good now. I think it also used to say he used to date Lois before Peter did. This is Muriel. Mort's wife, Muriel. But in the same episode Danielle dies. That's the same episode she dies. Again, I just saw something for a sec. We're almost done. Here's Mayor West. Like I said, he got taken out of the show because the person that did him, which the actor's name was Adam West, he died. So, yeah, they took this guy out. He died, but he died off the screen. And, yeah. And now his new, his other brother, Wild West, is now mayor of Quahog. I like that episode in Family Guy where they have no government. Because my funny part in that thing where they have no government is Peter takes the yards home, and then Quagmire marries a giraffe. Everyone trashes the town. Everyone trashes Quahog. But yeah, my most favorite part in that thing is where Quagmire marries the giraffe. And then when the giraffe comes out, it's the giraffe with Quagmire's face. He goes like, "Giraffity!" And then Quagmire goes like this. Yeah, you see, that's not mine. This is Cleveland Jr. Yeah. There was one episode where Peter shot him, and then everyone thought he was racist. And then Cleveland confesses to them that he shot him, even though he didn't. And everyone just like left. But yeah, yeah, he knew it was an accident at the end. He just thought Peter was breaking into his house. Peter was just scared because he saw Cleveland Jr. He thought he was breaking into his house. You couldn't see, it was also dark. But anyways, here's Peter. Yeah, he was only good for a little bit because I made a new one. And he only looked good for a bit, then after he was water damaged. And this is Carl. I think the guy that treats Meg like shit and is Chris's friend. Could be Chris's friend. I don't know. I know Chris is friends with Mort's son. I think Diabito. And what's it called? Carl. I think that's it. But anyways, this is Meg, newer version of Meg. Another one, but I didn't really like it because it didn't really look like her. So yeah, I made the new one. Made this new version back in 2023. Yeah. And then this is Chris. I might do a new one, but yeah, there's my version of Chris. And then this is Jesus. There's some guy that lives a couple houses down. He actually looked like Jesus. He has the hair. He has like the beard. He's got like crazy hair and he's got like the beard. He literally looked like Jesus, but he doesn't really think, I mostly see him now wearing a hat though, and he probably like tucks his hair into his hat. Yeah. But yeah, this is Jesus. And some guy down a couple houses down looks like him too. But yeah. If I didn't show you there, the woman that I said that was with God at one point, her name was Jennifer. Yeah, which is this woman. This woman's name was Jennifer. If I didn't tell you, yeah. Anyways, let's continue. This is a woman one time Lois teaches piano to. Her name is Lana, I think it is. I think it's spelled Alan. Yeah. Messed up on her skin color though. Not to be racist, but yeah. And then here's Joe. Next time I'll do a better drawing, but this was the drawing I made of him. Next time I'll do better though. I put that black line there to not get his hair and his wheelchair mixed up. But yeah. Kinda actually like it though that Joe has an underground pool. No, that looks good. We used to have a above ground pool though. It was like a small pool my mom got from her friend. Well, it wasn't small, it was kind of huge, but back in 2023 at the end of the summer, we threw it out because we put gravel under the pool. I put holes in the pool and made the water sit low. So yeah, we threw it out. And the last 2 summers I've been asking my parents to get a new pool. And I asked them in 2024, they said no, but maybe next summer. And in 2025, this year, I asked them again, they still say no. They don't trust us with a pool or with a dog. But I said that to them, yeah. But we took care of our old pool. I don't know why they still don't trust us. But yeah, next summer I'm probably gonna get a job. I'm gonna see if I can get a pool, cause here at Costco, pools are expensive. They're like in the thousands. But I remember I went to Walmart a couple of weeks ago. At the Walmart they have here, it's only $348. It's the Walmart on McPhillips, the one I go to. If any of you live in Winnipeg and know that one on McPhillips Street. But yeah, I went there and I saw pools. They're only like $348 for a pool, so that's not expensive. But anyways, let's continue. This is Stewie. Yeah, it would take me years to buy a pool at Costco since they're in the thousands. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with the one at Walmart. They're big enough anyway. This is Tiny Tom Cruise. This is Mort's son. Yeah, I messed up on his he doesn't have his teeth out or anything. But yeah, I messed up on that kind of. And then this is Consuela. I had another version of her, but it didn't really look like her and it was too small, so yeah, I made this one. Hola? Could you please put Brian back on the phone? No, doggy afuera. Well, I'm missing a little bit of money in claim. I take. What? You took it? See. We'll give it back. Come get, bitch. And then she hangs up. I remember that conversation in Family Guy, if you remember that. They hired Consuelo as a housekeeper. And then later they throw her out of the house because they wanted her gone. But then she's like, no, no, I stay. Later they throw her out of the house and put her where Joe's house is. And then Joe answers the door. We need more lemon pledge. And then here's Joe. Okay. But yeah. Cleaning lady. This is Rose. Remember one episode Rose gets beat up by Stewie? What do you think that's gonna happen now? My son got beaten up by a baby girl. Peter, what are you so upset that's gonna happen now about this? World War V. Peter, we've been over this. There has to be a World War III and IV first. No, it doesn't work like that, Lois. World War V, it's so dramatic, it skips over the other two. Peter doesn't work like that. I have spoken, and then he left. But yeah, he tries to turn Stewie into like a muscle builder after that episode. But yeah, this is Stewie's Rose's Joe's daughter. If you saw when she was giving birth, the wheelchair came out first, and then her. Yeah. And this is the chicken. This is Peter's enemy, which is the last one, giant chicken. But yeah, that's my whole collection. So like I said, I don't have anything else really to show. Like I don't have any clothing or any like toys or furniture or anything. But my brother has a sweater. I'll probably ask him if I could post a picture of it on YouTube. But yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. In our next video, we'll probably play Mario Party 8, 9, or 10 with the Mario plushies I have here. So I have some Mario plushies right here. I don't have Princess Daisy though, so we won't use Princess Daisy in Mario Party until I get to that. So next time I'll probably go to the mall, which is either probably Garden City or Polo Park. I'm going to check out GameStop and see if they have a plush of Princess Daisy. And then when I buy her, we could finally use her in Mario Party. But yeah. I have Mario Party 8, 9, and 10, and Mario Party Superstar for the Switch. But we'll see if we can get to that at one point. But yeah, our next video, we're going to do Mario Party with the plushies. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys... Also, when we play Mario Party 9, one more thing I'm going to announce, Shy Guy's in there. I have a different action figure of Shy Guy. I don't have a plush of him, but I have 2 different action figures. If I find another one, I'll use him. But they're pretty smaller than the plushies. But yeah, besides that, that's mostly it. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye!